And we're off. Next run is going to be the Silence. Ooh, we unlock Standard. That's cool. Boom. Silent. Love it. Super excited about this one. Can't wait to see what the differences are from Spire 1. And we got Meow. I've remade you. Go up. Yes, ma'am. We got Pomander, upgraded card, Stone Humidifier. Whenever you rest at a rest site, raise your max HP by 5. That's really interesting. I'm kind of thinking about that one right now. And then Silver Crucible, the first 3 card rewards you see are upgraded. The first treasure chest you open is empty. So essentially trading a future relic for upgrades. But I have a lot of health. So, I mean, this is obviously Ascension 0, right? And I'm thinking like, with just all basics here, maybe the Silver Crucible makes sense. No change to Ring of the Snake or Serpent. And yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Silver Crucible. Although it is a tough choice. I think for sure Stone Humidifier could be amazing for certain characters, especially ones that take a lot of punishment. It's gonna work well with, well, if it exists, Dreamcatcher and some other resting relics. Cool little Meow image at the bottom there. I like it. I do like this slight change in map. Looks like we got a different boss this time. I have no idea who the boss is. It's got, looks like an eye and maybe antlers. And let's get into it. So we're fighting the Fuzzy Worm Crawler. Aggressive. And I don't have anything with basics, so we just attack and block. Pretty straightforward here. Silent, it tends to be a little bit more block heavy. We've got a buff already. Turn 2 buff. Okay. So I like to try to block as much as possible on this character. But apparently we're going to take some damage. We're going to start with 3 damage to myself. I can't kill. But we'll get him down pretty low. And maybe next turn we got him? Yeah, it looks like we don't. So again, just going to save the 1 health, hopefully. Slight gamble. But it worked out with the new buff. And I could take 2 hit points out with any attack, neutralize or strike. So good start. 3 damage, we'll take it. Get a strength pot, and first card is going to be upgraded here. Let's take a look at what we got. You can see Crucible just went down by 1, I think. Acro, expose. Remove all artifact and block from the enemy. Apply 3 vulnerable. Exhaust. That's kind of cool. And leg sweep. Hard to go wrong with leg sweep early on. Fits the block. Expose seems cool, but it's that one-time use. But we're going to go with the traditional leg sweep here, just because I'm going to use that card all the time and upgrade it. It's just too good to say no to. I got to take it. We've got slimes here again. This time, a small and medium twig slime and a small leaf slime. And we can get through this to start anyway with no damage. So that works out nicely. And yeah, we're going to be able to leg sweep for the first time already. And take out the leaf slime. This is so much better than getting frail in these early runs. The spike slime used to frail you, but I'll take this version where they just give you slimes that I think also do something. You can draw a card with them. Yeah, so I don't think I actually have played one yet. Oh, there we go. I do play. No, I don't. I go with the strike. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I don't play one here. This is a commentary, if you couldn't tell, by the way. I played just like the first one. Oop, wait, let's get into this first. Bouncing Flask plus. Anticipate plus. 5 dexterity this turn. Going with the Bouncing Flask, that's just too much damage not to take. And we're up to the Preserved Insect, Shrinker Beetle. And he's going to shrink us, as they do on the first turn. We know this already from our first fight with Ironclad. But yeah, this is a commentary after the fact. This way, we're playing the characters all the first time. No live commentary, so I can just enjoy the actual game itself. And we're going to get out of here. Oh, wait, no, we're going to take 2 damage. I probably could have thought that went through a little bit more. but for some reason I didn't realize that the strength did so much damage. And I didn't do the math, but I didn't think strength pot would save 2 health, nor is it worth really 2 health. But doesn't matter. We're good now. He's dead. Gonna max up the poison here. Well, back to what I was saying. I've really enjoyed it too. Oh, Noxious Fumes Plus. That's like an insta-click. Infinite Blades. That's a Spire 1 card. I'll pass. And Strangle. Deal 10 whenever you play a card this turn. The enemy loses 3 hit points. That's Choke. That's the same thing as Choke. Different name, different art. And I'm not sure there's any difference to how it works. Crucible is empty of charges, so now we're on our own. We have to just fight our best, and thankfully we can full block here, no problem, with some Survivor Defend action, and get down Noxious Fumes, and it looks like we're going to have to throw a Bouncing Flask here too, which is fine. Looks like a little bit more damage, and this time we are Frail. So early fight, and you can see just Frail is brutal in the early game when you don't have anything that adds Dexterity, which, had I taken Anticipate Plus, I would have, maybe on that turn. I don't know, who knows. But I think at this point we're already fine. We've got Fumes is going, and Bouncing Flask is doing work. And these guys, one's definitely down already. Now I'm vulnerable, by the way. And we're good. So back to regular cards. We've got Memento Mori, deal 8 damage, 4 additional for each card discarded this turn. That's probably better later. Another Anticipate unupgraded and Deflect unupgraded. So nothing too exciting with these. I'm gonna just go on and pass. I thought about taking Anticipate, but I just don't see it as that kind of a card right now. Sunken Statue. Spot an aged statue half submerged in a pond. Its hands gently rest atop a stone sword. Something's also glittering at the bottom of the pond. Votive offering, perhaps. You could really use some money. We can either get 104 gold at the cost of 7 hit points, and we could go to a store, but I really wanted to hit an elite, maybe 2. Or we can get the relic here, which is transforms into a powerful relic after defeating 5 elites. So very delayed payoff. But I'm thinking at this point, like, you know what? I'm already feeling strong with the poison that I've got. So let's just go for the long build and also see what it does. Because, I mean, I can't use 100 gold here anyway without, like, going left. And I just, oh, it's green. It's green. I was wondering what I actually, for a moment there was thinking that I clicked differently. But no, it's silent green. That's cool. So I guess the map is a different color for each character. But we're going to take the stone and move on to upgrade, probably neutralize here. In this case, there's really not much else to do other than rest for more than I'm missing. So I like the neutralize upgrade here for sure versus a rest. Nothing else is particularly exciting. And off we go to our first elite. And it's the same one we fought last time. It's the Frog Parasite. So we know we've just got to start doing some damage here. He's got those nasty status cards that infect you for 3 damage. Terrible opening hand, terrible draw. Because now, well, actually, not terrible draw. It would have been nicer to have this hand, just the hands reversed. But yeah, not a whole lot to do here, but eat some damage because I've got to get the damage on him. And I thought about Noxious Fumes, but knowing that he's going to split into the Wrigglers, I figured I could play it in a future round and take a little bit less damage. So that's what I opted for. You see, it pretty much worked out. I don't think there was a way to kill him otherwise. And this is interesting because I'm not sure what would have happened if I waited versus killing him here. I think it's the same effect, and they would be unstunned by the time this next turn started. What's unfortunate is I'm going to take damage from this infection. I can't do anything about it. And there we go, 3 damage. Wrigglers are out. And a little scary, actually, until I realized that, oh yeah, Leg Sweep is going to save my life already, and I can block for a ton. Thankfully, that infection card doesn't go through block. It's not like some of the curses that will do direct damage to you, even if you're blocking. But now I've got multiple infections, and they're dealing a lot of damage. So I'm just going to defend up here and let Noxious Fumes do some work. And even then, I'm going to take 1 damage, unfortunately. And more infections getting added to the deck. So getting very scary here. And this time I don't even have a way to block. So I have to take 6 damage. There's no way to avoid it. Even if I use the strength potion, I'm not killing them quick enough with enough damage. So yeah, the poison resolves after we take status damage. But Stonecracker, we've got at the start of boss combats, upgrade 3 random cards in your draw pile. That's pretty neat. Limited use. Got Poison Stab, Follow Through. That's some new artwork and slight change to the card. Weak to all enemies, and 6 damage to all enemies, instead of Follow Up, which used to just give you 1 energy, I think. Poison Stab seems good with the poison build, but then my eye catches Outbreak, and every 3 times you apply poison, deal 11 damage to all. And my goodness, that is a strong card. We are totally taking that, and that seems like a good upgrade, since I've got... Oh, wait a second. No, yeah, it was already upgraded. But I've got to rest, because I'm low after that first fight, so we're going to take the rest and see what we got in the crate. Oh yeah, Crucible is empty. Wah, wah. That's okay. Self-help book. On the floor lies a tome. Top 3 ways to conquer the spire. This book is encrusted with blood, so you find this manuscript highly suspicious. Will you read it? Read the back. Choose an attack to enchant with Sharp 2. Nimble. Choose a skill to enchant with Nimble 2 or Swift. First time you play this card, draw 2 cards. I really liked the draw 2 cards. I didn't actually realize it was specific to power. I didn't read that closely enough. But I figure I'm always going to play Noxious Fumes, so that's fine. Even Outbreak, even though I want to play Outbreak every time, I'm going to definitely play Noxious Fumes each time. So we'll take that cool little icon on that to show that it's got the +2 drop. I mean, we're going to move on to another event or a fight. And I'm digging finding out what these events are. So I'm going to lean towards event. And it ends up being a merchant after all, which is kind of too bad because I don't have all that much money. Abrasive, we've got Sly, Dexterity, and Thorn. So Sly is if the card is discarded from your hand before the end of your turn, play it for free. And I didn't understand Sly at all this run. And I realize now that it's getting played after, I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I've got to mess with the mechanic a little bit. But basically, I think this works with like calculated gamble type cards. And assuming calculated gamble exists in this game. We haven't seen it yet. So if we discard it, we play it, I think, which is really cool. And the next time I play Silent, I think I'm going to try to go for a discard deck. But the thing is, I'm already poisoned. We got Salvo, deal 12 damage, retain your hand this turn. So the attack version of, what was it, Equilibrium or something like that, where you got 12 defend. Miniature Tent, you may choose any number of options at rest sites. I would have loved to have taken this. This seems incredibly strong. Smooth Stone makes a return, and Eternal Feather, can't afford any of it though. We can afford the Retain Potion, Fire Pot, and a Remove, which are all things that I'm considering. And I'm really thinking about this, but I just don't have any discard. Yeah, there's nothing here that discards. I got a lot of defense. I only have Survivor, and yeah, we're a poison deck. So I thought about it hard, but yeah, I don't see anything that is other than draw, which is great, but discard is sorely lacking here.
Oh, it's a shopkeeper. Wait.
So Flick Flack sounded interesting, but yeah, I think at this point we're just going to maybe skip on most of these cards and probably just go for a remove. Spend some amount of gold here.
Yes.
But I was hemming and hawing, as you can imagine. Pounce sounded really cool, doing 12 damage, and the next skill cost 0. I have a lot of skills, but None of the skills are really that expensive, so this is basically swivel, right? From the Watcher Inspire one. So I was struggling to justify any of these. Now, obviously, that would have worked with Bouncing Flask, but outside of that, it doesn't seem that useful. Yeah, well, I guess Leg Sweep too. Yeah, I guess both of those. But overall, I just, couldn't seem to justify it for both 80 gold and how frequently I would play it. And there are times where you don't want to play an attack before skill, Inspire 1, so I didn't know if that would come into play. And I don't understand Sly at this point, and I don't have any way to get rid of the cards, discard the cards. So for 24 gold, it was on the edge of like, oh, maybe we do this. But again, two energy, I don't think I'm going to do it. Let's just remove a strike. And now we can't really buy anything good. So I guess we could still buy Pounce or Untouchable, but it's going to be time to move on here. I did briefly consider Panic Button too. Looks the same as the other cards, but I didn't like Panic Button here too much, based on the fact that I didn't have any block creating mechanics. And just taking a look at the shop, that's cool. The hand that he points at is in a jar. If you never noticed, that's pretty neat. I love the artwork. Inspired 2 went hard with the artwork changes. It's great. Already everything feels so natural just in the second game. So we've got the Preserved Insect and the Fuzzy guy. We're going to throw down Noxious Fumes and Outbreak, see how this all plays out. And we're going to get shrunk, as we know. But you know what? That's okay. We've got the Noxious Fumes down. We can neutralize for 2 rounds. So we're going to do that on the buff guy. Super debuff him. And just start putting some damage down there. And check this out. Boom, Outbreak. So apparently, each poison applies to each enemy separately. So every 2 rounds, Noxious Fumes will do 11 more damage to all. And we haven't even played Bouncing Flask yet. So this card seems super strong. And man, yeah, I was not expecting it to go as hard as it does. So yeah, Bouncing Flask. Another 11, and yeah, this just wrecks everything. It's amazing. So we're gonna grab some gold. We got a power pot, very cool. Oh, adrenaline all day. I like backflip sounds good, but there's no way I'm not taking adrenaline here. We could use the energy. We've got a couple of 2-cost cards. Wellspring. You trace a low rumble to its source and find yourself captivated by tranquil wellspring. You can either bathe and remove a card from your deck, but you get a Guilty that is unplayable but leaves after 5 combats, or get a random potion. But I got 3 potions, so we're gonna try out this Guilty thing and get rid of a strike. And already down to 3 strikes feels quite nice. So the only problem is we're going into an elite fight and a boss fight like this. So this is questionable, but you could look at a strike, a basic card, as a curse anyway. And I'm not sure it's gonna make that big a deal. So good start here. Noxious Fumes, Outbreak, Leg Sweep to start. The bird is super weakened, and I think we did play this elite last time, and I think it just buffs every single turn. But we got Outbreak, so not that scared. We're just going to put on massive amounts of damage very quickly, and it already has done 11. It's going to do another 11 at the start of this turn. Boom. Oh, it's beautiful. So we could full block this, or we can do another bajillion damage. In this case, I am going to full block because poison is only a couple of turns away before we're done. And so I don't have to do anything but survive and try to avoid any more damage here if I can. And we're still able to kill him the next turn, so it worked out really well. We get a tuning fork. Every time you play 10 skills, gain 7 block. So that's a new one. Track and weak enemies take double damage from attacks. It's a power. We got dash and we got slice. But while I do a lot of weak, I don't have many attacks. Everything's poison. So this just seems like a power I'm not going to play very frequently, but it also seems amazing with like a Shiv deck maybe, or as I'm going to learn later in the game, there are other attacks that are quite good, but it didn't fit what I was doing at this time, right? So really, it's clear that we're a poison build already here. So that's what we're going to lean into. We're going to lean into that. And there's those 3 upgraded cards for the boss fight. And we are fighting, a new boss here. That's pretty cool, by the way, the 3 upgraded cards. I like that. And it's for the rest of the fight, which is obviously nice. So we're going to go with Outbreak, Noxious Fumes, Adrenaline, get a whole bunch of stuff going, get the damage rolling with Bouncing Flask. And off we go. He's buffing up. He's going to plow through us. I don't know. I don't think it's the Ceremonial Beast, by the way. I don't think I ever highlighted over that 150. And I don't really know what that means other than maybe after 150 health, he does something. I guess we'll find out while we watch. This is the thing with so much stuff going on in the game. It's hard to notice every single little thing that happens. However, yeah, we have a lot of health to spare. So I opted with the upgraded Survivor and Bouncing Flask versus Leg Sweep since he's already weakened. And it turned out that 150 stuns him. So I couldn't quite figure out what happened. That's why I'm looking at it. But now that I'm watching it after fact, we do get to see that after 150 damage or at 150 health, one of the two, it would have to be at 150 health. That's what happened. He gets stunned, and now we're getting a debuff. I don't know what. Ringing, so you can only play 1 card this turn. Well, good news. I only need 1, and Bouncing Flask is going to do it, along with Outbreak, although I didn't even need Outbreak. And that ended up being a very easy boss fight with a new epic discovered. Very cool. 100 gold, and let's see what we got. Abrasive, After Image, or Nightmare. So we already know what all of these do. Nightmare sounds cool. And After Image, After Image is just a good card. So it just adds a little block when you don't have any otherwise. But I was really thinking about Nightmare, but I was like, what am I going to play? What am I going to Nightmare? For sure, I would Nightmare Noxious Fumes, maybe Outbreak, maybe Adrenaline. But overall, it seemed to have limited use. And After Image is just a fantastic card that I decided to go with. So we're going to move on to the Hive. And we've got the Melting Dragon, Pale. A puppet has arrived. Can you check on Father? I'm too tired. Pale's Tears. If you end your turn with unspent energy, gain additional 2 energy next turn. Pale's Wing. You may sacrifice card rewards to Pale. Every 2 sacrifices, obtain a relic. Okay, well that just sounds OP. And then Pale's Eye. First time each combat you meet, you end your turn without playing cards, exhaust your hand and take an extra turn. So like a super vault, kind of, because you could exhaust garbage cards. But I'm not a fan of this with my deck because I'm drawing a lot of cards and I always want to play them. And Pale's Tears, I don't want to not spend energy. I'm very energy hungry right now. So while the additional 2 is good, I'm not sure I can do that. But Pale's Wing just seems OP. Sacrifice card rewards that, since I'm taking poison, I think I'm going to sacrifice a lot of cards. So I should get a whole lot of relics. And frankly, I want to see as many of these new relics as I can. So that's what we're taking. That sounds amazing. Which means we're going to want to actually see a lot of fights here. And one thing I was wondering is, does this work for elite fights as well? Because elite fights have card rewards, but in the case of Question Card from Spire 1, you don't get a 4th card. Question Card gives 4 cards at regular combat card rewards, but it specifies regular combats. But we're in alpha, so I didn't know if there's anything with wording to consider. Didn't know if that was something you could do during elite fights. Now, we have imbalance. If Bullbug's rocks attacks are fully blocked, he gets stunned. Well, I can full block here, but I really want to get fumes down. But we got adrenaline, so we got lucky. And now I think we can also full block. Yeah, especially with the neutralize. Maybe it's going to be close. No, we had tuning fork. We had a tuning fork proc. Amazing. And let's see what happens here. Yep, he's stunned. Very cool. And Noxious Fumes goes down. So Bouncing Flask and Outbreak going to just absolutely wreck these guys. And they are dead ski. I mean, Act 2, usually, at least in Spire 1, the first guys in Act 2 are always scary. So we can take Predator, but Sacrifice sounds really good here. I'm good on Backstab and Flick Flack. We've got our first charge, and it's highly likely that I'm going to sacrifice the next card as well. All right, we're back to the bugs with the Exoskeleton of 9. So max we can do in any turn is 9 damage. Fumes is going to be great here. We got Bouncing Flask and Leg Sweep, so a lot of things to protect us. I think with Tuning Fork being far away, we might as well get the full block going here and forego Bouncing Flask and just do a little bit of chip damage, because that's, I think, fine to fight these guys. They don't do a ton of damage anyway. And even their upgraded strength change is really not that scary. We'll take a couple hits here. That's fine. So a little bit of damage. But we've got the health to spare. There's that Guilty, by the way. We're still carrying that around. But yeah, I think we can get out of this maybe next turn. Get this after image down and full block once again. We're good. Yeah, there's no way we're taking any more damage here with all of them gone. But yeah, might as well do some guilty pleasure poison damage. We get a dexterity pot, which sounds a lot better than attack potion or strength potion, because we're just not using regular attacks all that much. Pounce, Sucker Punch, and Prepare, but no, we want to sacrifice, and we get a Molten Egg. Okay, so we know the eggs still exist. I would have preferred a Toxic Egg, but that's cool too. Infested Automaton, that is the defect, obviously. There's a chamber filled with dead robots. A lone automaton can either get a random power or a zero-cost card. A lone automaton still has a faintly glowing core, but it's engulfed by a grotesque organic growth and doesn't respond. Interesting. A random power is scary because there's a bunch of powers that are expensive that I don't like. I still don't want Abrasive right now. And a zero-cost card I can play. So that's what we're going to do. We get Precise Cut. That's a new one. And it's upgraded because we got the Molten Egg. Deals 16 damage, deals 2 less damage for each other card in your hand. I didn't even realize or think about it, but the Molten Egg made that a better pick anyway. Yeah, so again, another Bull Rock guy, whatever he's called, and a Tunneler. The Tunneler is a cool character. I was a little surprised by how that guy worked, which you'll see in a minute. But we could basically full block here. So with Noxious Fumes down, I think that's the play. That's what we're going to go with. Starting to get some higher health minions here. 83 is pretty big. Get that after image and leg sweep and precise cut. You're going to see me mess up precise cut a few times here. You got to remember, you want it to be the last card you play, basically, or when you have the least cards in your hand. Tunneler Burrows gets a whole bunch of armor, and for some reason I look at this and I'm like, oh, I should totally attack him and see what happens. Yeah, questionable choices here. Oh, well, you have armor. Yeah, that was dumb. I don't know why. I thought something different might happen. But cool mechanic. It's basically like the ice cream guy from Spire 1, although slightly different in how they approach it. Still carrying that Guilty. Man, 5 combats is a long time. And we're going to take 2 here, but that's okay. Still haven't really used potions very much. And now Bouncing Flask is going to wreck the Tunneler. That's also going to take him out. Outbreak broke the armor, and apparently he gets stunned when he comes out from getting direct damage done. Nice little precise cut usage there, and he is dead. There's no getting out of this. Outbreak continuing to just destroy enemies. And there we go. Guilty's finally gone. That's great. That worked out. Didn't really have a big impact. Got Calculated Gamble and Ricochet. Ricochet, Sly, and basically Riddle with Holes is what this is, but with Sly. And Untouchable once again. So could definitely sacrifice here, but Calculated Gamble, man. I think if I want to try Sly, I got to take that card. So we're going to take it. And Calc Gamble is a little different this time. Instead of exhausting, the upgrade is a bit different, which we'll get into in a bit. Now, this is a new enemy, the Obscura. I think this was revealed in some of the Spire notes. And we've got this weird summons that he's done. I'm going to play Precise Cut now, because I'm not sure I'm going to play that Defend. Although it turned out I was going to play the Defend. We're going to use Calc Gamble, and you see that it retains. Very cool. Very cool. Actually, I'm sorry. I'm not sure it should have retained there. That's the upgrade. Spoiler. But that's okay. I think here we're just going to Bouncing Flask, Survivor, Precise would be the fastest way to do it. That summon is apparently going to heal. And I don't know how many turns it's going to take at this point. We do play Precise Cut correctly here, which is nice. And lots of damage done with Outbreak coming, doing a ton of damage. Illusion, when this dies, it revives to full hit points. Very cool summon mechanic. I like that. It's like Darkling, sort of, but with summons. And the Obscura is as good as dead. We're going to pop off one more time, though, and not even have to do anything. So we're doing pretty well here. We've got Blade Dance, Dodge and Roll, and Anticipate Plus. And we're going to sacrifice again here. I thought about Blade Dance, but we're just not shitting it up. What are we going to get rid of for Skill Potion? I don't know. Maybe nothing. Maybe we just keep the Block Pot. We haven't used any of our potions, though. We're very strong. So I get rid of Dex, and we're going to go and see what the Skill Pot does. Maybe we get some useful new cards that we haven't seen. We've got plenty of health. We've got some double elite potential here. So if we can Smith, we're going to take advantage of that. And upgrade Adrenaline or Calc Gamble. And here we see that the upgrade makes it retain. I figured it would get rid of the exhaust like it does in the Spire 1, but no, retain is a really cool change. That's going to change how people do infinites with retain, while with the non-exhausting Calculated Gamble and draw effects. So for now, I decided to go with Adrenaline. I'm always using the energy. It seemed like a good choice. And Noxious Fumes into Adrenaline is amazing when it hits. We don't get that lucky this time, and now I've got a tough decision of, do I play Outbreak? Yes, with Neutralize, but they've got the artifact charges. So we're going to take a bunch of damage here, unless we drink this Block Pot. And because I haven't used any potions, it seemed like a good time to use it. So, cool little guys that we're fighting up against from the defect world, I suppose. Now we've got that upgraded Adrenaline. We can get going with maybe Bouncing Flask here and or Leg Sweep. I decide to break the other artifact with the Bouncing Flask, and then I can get the weakness down on him. Not that I needed it, especially with how much damage that we block through Leg Sweep to begin with. And these guys add dazes, so kind of like the sentries, like mini sentries. And I guess that's kind of the shtick of this particular type of character. And that was absurd, by the way. That was a double hitting Outbreak from a single Bouncing Flask plus. Got a Sucker Punch, another Leg Sweep, or a Blade Dance. We're going to sacrifice and get an Anchor. Oh, I love it. Our first boat thingy. We do know that the boat things exist now. And we get the Venerable Tea set. Whenever you enter a rest site, start the next combat with an additional 2 energy. So I'm not sure how this is different from Ancient Tea set with just a different name. I think that's the same thing. And this is an interesting shop. We got the Ghost Seed. Strikes and defends gain Ethereal. Potion Belt, of course. We've seen that before. Pendulum, whenever you shuffle your draw pile, draw a card. That sounds kind of nice. I could use more draw. And we have some upgraded attacks. Echoing Strike, 13 to all enemies. Repeat this for each enemy killed. I wonder if they made this right after the Diablo 2 expansion, Wrath of the Warlock, came out. Equilibrium, Secret Weapon, Shadow Meld, double your block gain this turn. Interesting. Up my sleeve, 3 shivs, and reduce the card's cost by 1. That's kind of interesting. Well-laid plans again. We've seen that before. I'm not sure I really care about Retain right now. Equilibrium is that card we talked about before that was previously a defect card, and now it's colorless. I like the Ghost Seed, by the way, and I thought about this, but if I played that, I don't have that many cards. I have like 5 non-basic cards after you play the powers. So I'm like, that's going to be great in certain decks for sure. Heart of Iron, 7 plating, which again is different than plated armor. Fortifier, triple your block. That's cool. I really like Pendulum though. Pendulum sounds like a fantastic relic, especially because I want to draw more in this particular setup. Potion Belt seems good because I'm not using my potions, but that also seems like a reason to maybe not pick it up. So if I had enough money for everything, including a remove, then I might take Potion Belt too. But I really want to remove a card. So yeah, it's hard not to want to get rid of another strike. Now, Precise Cut doesn't really make sense here because it becomes less effective the more of these you have, since each one would do less damage with each other. But Echoing Slash sounds cool. So let's do that, because it doesn't exhaust, and we could use another attack, especially an AoE attack. And after that, we can finally upgrade Calp Gamble. Retain that bad boy, which feels good after playing it. Like, you'll see that it's kind of nice to have that safety option. All right, we've got the next boss here, the Entomancer. Gonna weaken him immediately. 2x7 feels a little scary. I realize here that I should check what the little beehive symbol does after I use an attack. We're gonna Precise Cut before we Adrenaline, and I'm not sure it mattered. It probably would have been the same. And we're taking Dazes because, yeah, that beehive effect. I thought about using the Power Potion here. I probably should, considering how strong we are, and we might as well. Envenom would be amazing, and unfortunately for me, I don't think to use it before clicking on Noxious Fumes Plus. I wanted to get Fumes down because I didn't have Fumes in play yet, but man, in hindsight, Envenom would have procced the Outbreak much more frequently. Missed opportunity for sure, and definitely something I would want to take next time with Outbreak. And I think I realized it here. that, I could have done it. So yeah, there's the Dazes starting to hit us, and we're going to take some damage this turn. And he's buffing. I don't know what he's going to do, but this is a great opportunity to get some damage done and get this Noxious Fumes going. That is going to give us another Dazed, but thanks to the draw, we are good to go. Got rid of that and everything. I knew that was going to happen, which was a nice interaction with some of our relics. That was the Pendulum that had that effect, plus the Noxious Fumes drawing the first time you play it, the only time you play it. And this guy's as good as dead. Yeah, I mean, I might take damage one more time here, but that's fine. Good skill pot if I want to save some health. And thinking about it, since, you know, I haven't used my potions that much, but didn't get that much good stuff. We're going to play Backflip, which isn't going to help very much. But with Tunic Fork, we're going to get some more block. So that worked out great. And we're only going to take a couple of hits here. Can live with that. This guy's dead. 1 hit point. See ya. 35 gold. Stone Calendar, an oldie but goodie. 10, turn 7, deal 52. And we're going to add a card, the Hunt. The Hunt, deal 15 if fatal, gain an additional card reward. Exhaust. Wait a second. That's OP with sacrifice. Oh my goodness. Did we just find a ridiculous wombo combo? I'm not even sure I looked at the other cards. It was tracking and something else, right? Who cares? The hunt is going to be amazing if we can pull it off. Now, the only problem with the hunt in our deck is with poison, sometimes things can get out of hand. It's going to happen, right? Now, this turn, I wanted to play Bouncing Flask, but these guys are going to hatch, and they full heal when that happens, so I figured why waste it? We're just going to use this as a prep turn. And with Adrenaline and Noxious Fumes with the draw, we're good here. We got plenty of tools to weather this storm. We definitely want to get Outbreak down going up against 3 summons like this, but no real concerns here from my perspective. Even though we've got a decent amount of damage coming in, we can neutralize somebody besides the boss. Nobody's doing that much damage. That saves 1. And we could count Gamble, but we could just also full block with Leg Sweep. So we're good. If I did some math, yeah, I should definitely play a Strike here. Thankfully we did. And Noxious Fumes is going to be insane with Outbreak and 4 minions. Guaranteed every time we're going to do some serious damage. Now, this is not something you can use on minions. They are minion type. So you've got to remember that with the hunt. I mean, if you need to, you need to. I really want to play Echoing Strike here, though. So we're going to count Gamble here and see how this all works. And it's going to do 13 times 3, 39 to that boss man here. We're going to start working him down so that we can hopefully use the Fatal card, Hunt. And we can. Just enough. Oh, and there it is. 2 cards. This is ridiculous. I mean, even if I wanted these cards, we're definitely sacrificing and getting a relic. And I didn't want any of these cards anyway. And we get a Petrified Toad. At the start of each combat, procure a potion-shaped rock. That potion-shaped rock does 15 damage. Okay, that's absurd. So basically, you get rewarded for not having potions. And there it is. There's the potion-shaped rock. Going up against the Infested Prison. Every time we attack this guy, the first time we attack him, we gain 1 energy. So that's really interesting. We're going to see how that works. But he's also attacking for 22 turn 1. It's a little scary. Definitely want to get poison going here. 200 health is no joke. Obviously, we're fighting an elite, so that's not too surprising. But this is one of those fights where we may not be able to get the hunt off, because by the time we get to the end of the fight, he's going to have so much poison, it might just outpace us, and their timing might be a struggle to hit that. Oh, that Noxious Fuse with the draw is so nice. Now, I thought about Outbreak, but again, that's going to make it that much harder to play the hunt. So instead, we're going to pass on that and see if we can get the hunt off. Now, I didn't realize at first that he's going to buff and armor up like this, which is just going to make everything we're trying to do that much harder with poison. Tuning Fork about to come in clutch. Nice blocking here. We're going to get away with only taking 1... Oh, no, not taking any damage. Full blocking, because After Image, totally forgot about that. Yeah, beautiful. So now we can try to get some more damage on, keep them weakened. Maybe we count Gamble here. We could play Bouncing Flask. We're not going to play the hunt quite yet, so seems as good as any. Of course, we don't hit Bouncing Flask. And that's annoying, but it is what it is. And we do a nice job playing Precise Cut at the last second to get max damage here. And I think this is where I realize, oh yeah, there's no way we're getting the hunt off. We're doing 17 damage, poison every turn. And if he keeps getting that much shield, there's no getting around it. So here's the hunt. We got Outbreak, we got Survivor. We can't do a whole lot here. I got 1 more shot at this, basically. But with that much armor, there's just no way. And we didn't draw it. So I was hopeful I might draw it with the extra draw from Pendulum. I had 2 cards to maybe hit it. We didn't get there, but that's okay. we do get a new potion. We didn't use the potion either, which also might have helped. So yeah, very, very interesting effect here. I'm not sure what I'm looking at on the relics, but we're going to take liquid bronze, which is Thorin's potion. Very cool artwork on that potion. I like it. Centennial puzzle. And I like escape plan here, actually. We got Shadow Step, discard your hand, next turn attack, still double damage. If I had more attacks, you know, actually that might have been good now that I think about it with the hunt. But we're just going to go with escape plan. A little bit more draw, a little bit more block with poison feels really good. And we've got this stupid thing that we can discard to see, to just get a new one at the next fight anyway. So completely unnecessary to discard, but wanted to see what happened, basically. Make sure it worked on a boss fight, which really, that's a questionable way and questionable time to learn. But we're going to do it anyway. And we're going to go up against the boss, who remind my son of the boss from Risk of Rain 2, the Bell one. You probably know what I'm talking about. Not the best upgrades on that, by the way, showing that maybe with the seed. No, that wouldn't be good with the seed either. We're going to immediately throw at the Knowledge Demon a rock, and we're going to drink Thorin's potion, liquid bronze. And time to get to work. He's going to buff us or debuff us somehow. So we're just going to weaken him up and debuff him right back in return. And just play our cards. There's not much else to do this turn. We do have a weak pot, but there's nothing that's going to do right now beyond 5 weeks. And we have to choose a card. At the end of your turn, take 6 damage or draw 1 fewer card each turn with Mind Rot. So my thought process here is I have a lot of draw right now between Adrenaline, Noxious Fumes, and the Pendulum. So that probably won't hurt that badly. And we're just going to see how that works out. Now, at the time of doing that, I don't know how the future of this fight works, so keep that in mind. But here's my draw doing good work. So there's that. We can basically play everything that we want here. Escape plan coming in clutch again. And we're going to play Bouncing Flask for sure, because After Image is helping us block that little extra bit. And we're only going to take 1 damage. Not bad. And that's going to help with Centennial Puzzle too. So all the more reason to take the Mind Rot. And this guy is going to heal, apparently. So with that in mind, we definitely want to get more poison down. Again, we may not get the hunt going this turn, which is unfortunate, but I want to know if it works on the boss too, right? But we've got to make sure that we're doing damage, because he's got a ton of health. I mean, classic Act 2 400 health boss, basically. And we've got another debuff coming. Unsure of what it's going to be, but we know it can't be good. So, ending turn 5, and it's even worse. Take 7 damage or can't play more than 3 cards. Okay, 3 cards is excessive. We're going to go with the 7 damage. Because we're so close to full health. And he's not buffing strength incredibly. But you can see how this is going to add up, and it becomes a race for sure. Either I outscale him in some capacity, or he outscales us and we die. But right now I feel okay. Taking 10 is fine. We've got a lot of poison on him. And at this point, I'm thinking, you know what? Let's just full block or close as we can. The question is, do I try to get the hunt? The answer is yes. I try to get it. And this is my opportunity with Count Gamble to do it. This is it. We got 1 shot. And we don't get it. Dang it. So that's too bad. But we take down the boss. New epic discovered. And what do we got? Shadow Meld, Storm of Steel, or Grand Finality. Draw pile empty, deals 60 damage to all enemies. I don't have the deck manipulation for that, but it'd be cool. And we already saw these other 2. Storm of Steel from the old card. We're going to sacrifice. And we're on to Act 3, where we see the glory. That is tanks. Chimera King. So weak, but you have potential. Use this weapon. Got the Warhammer. Whenever you kill an elite, upgrade 4 random cards. That's OP. That's amazing. But I'm basically fully upgraded between the Molten Egg and some of the other stuff. Iron Club. Every 4 cards you play, draw a card. Sounds amazing. And then Crossbow at the start of your turn. And, well, I'm not sure what it was. It wasn't as good as the draw 4. Hopefully you read it before I moved on, because I didn't read it in time. And we're going to pick a route here. Now I'm thinking we need an elite for sure, because we haven't yet uncovered how our Sword of Stone turns into. We need 1 more elite to get that relic. And I still want to see what these events are. So I figure, you know what, we can get 2 elites and 3 events, which does stop us from getting card rewards, but we got to balance new relics with new events. That was my thought. Now, we fought these guys before. We've got a pretty good starting hand here. We've got Noxious Fumes down. Definitely want to get Outbreak going, but at the same time, I really want to defend. Got our Stone Potion. Got a whole lot going on. So I've got a debate between taking a little bit of damage and playing Outbreak. And instead of Outbreak, we're just going to go the Noxious Fumes route, in part because this will help me ensure that I can hit the Fatal card of the Hunt. And yeah, we can take it slow. I don't recall these guys doing a ton of damage. They were pretty easy to block. They were more, you had to chew through them, with them doing pretty consistent damage. But I'm sure eventually it gets difficult to manage. But we're just going to neutralize and block here and start getting some damage going. I think Precise Cut right now to 0. So yeah, it's an interesting card that I don't like that much. But if you had an Unceasing top deck, it would be amazing. Yeah, 0 damage right now, by the way. That's ridiculous. And that was an enemy that we killed in the Ironclad run, but we killed it so quickly we have no idea what it is. I didn't even look. That was the Whirlwind game that we just killed everything turn 1 with Bag of Marbles and the enchanted Whirlwind. But now we're going to play Outbreak because I'm feeling more confident that I can line things up now that we've gone through some of we've cycled through the deck a little bit. Echoing Strike is just going to be a nice AoE, and we can focus on taking down the guy in the front with regular attacks, who doesn't have any armor himself, but continues to give 25 to the gunner, who is now buffing himself. And this is when I realized, like, oh, I should probably move a little bit more quickly and stop myself from taking too much damage from this gunner. But with the barricade guy down, not so scary anymore. And we've got just enough damage for the Hunt. And we get to double sacrifice here again if we want, or take another card, Skewer, leg sweep, another Escape Plan, Flechettes Plus seems really good. I'm very skill heavy, so we're going to take that, and then I think we just sacrifice this other one for another relic, and we get meat on the bone, which is cool to see, but kind of useless. Basically, we are taking no damage at all, but that's okay. The Trial. You join a line of people entering a massive building. As you pass the golden archway, horns blare, confetti explodes, and streamers collide down from the ceiling. You can accept that service today as decider or not do anything differently. We can't reject. So we can decide innocent and add a regret, but what was it do? Obtain 300 gold or just get 10 hit points. Now, here I'm thinking if we decide guilty, but if we decide innocent, 300 gold sounds good, but I'm like, we don't have any shops lined up. And I'm not even going to see a shop if I fight those elites. Now, these events could be shops, but I'm going to go with decide and immediately regret it. Of course. What the hell is this? This is bogus. Lee's Waffle? What? Upon pickup, heal 10%. Happy Flower. What? Every 5 turns gain energy? This is terrible. What's wrong? Everything's broken here. Snecko Eye? What? Start each combat confused? Maybe? What? That actually looks like Snecko Eye, though. Anchor, gain 4. It's a plushie or a Calcum. Venerable T-set. All these question mark. These are ridiculous. They're all like broken relics, but they're cheap. So they're like half relics. And you know I need to see what happens if I click one, obviously. And they're cheap enough where I'm like, maybe we click one. I'm already good on Anchor, so Happy Flower maybe seems good at 56. A little extra energy every once in a while could pay off. I'm checking the shop. It does look different, by the way. So it's clearly a different shopkeep. And he's got a lava lamp behind him. So yeah, we're gonna go with the Happy Flower question mark. Although Orichalcum seems cool. We're blocking so frequently with After Image, it's never gonna do anything. And Anchor is just 4 block is not that useful on turn 1 when I already have a real anchor. Although it'd be cool. Maybe I should have clicked it to see if it did something if you already had one. Missed opportunity. We'll find that out in the future. Immediately into another shopkeeper. Come on. I could have gotten something. Clarity Extract, draw a card, and keep drawing them for the next few turns. Fasten. Ooh, gain an additional 5 block from defend cards. That seems pretty good. Royal Stamp, choose an attacker skill to get royally approved, which makes it innate and retain. That could be amazing. I might have bought that if I didn't waste my money in the last floor and not take the 300 gold. Ugh, doubly punished, by the way. Deadly Poison, for one, I need more poison with Outbreak, and being able to choose where it goes seems good. Clarity Extract, not going to go with. Fasten, I think I'm going to try. I could definitely, with 5 defense, I could definitely use the defense version of Accuracy. And it's a power, colorless power. And that's going to be it, because we're broke. Next up, we're fighting the 300 hit point Goblin guy, Mecha Knight. And Flechette's already doing work. We got 35 damage, single cost card. Amazing. Obviously, we're playing Fasten here, which then draws me a card for, I'm not even sure what reason. Oh, because of that new draw engine I've got up top. We're working on the artifacts. Bouncing Flask makes more sense to do it with, because for each energy, you do less poison, and then I can apply 5 instead of 3. And we're going to play Noxious Fumes. Just get all of our poison down that we can. Escape plan. After Image seems good. And we might as well play Precise Cut for 0, I guess. Nope. But no, we're going to get those burns, and not that scary, because we have Calculated Gamble. So let's just get rid of them. And we're already cycling through the deck. This is a very quick deck now with all the draw that we've got. And I could play Flechettes, but Bouncing Flask to continue to get the poison down seems more prudent with 300 hit points on this guy. Iron Club, man, I love it. That's like a super version of the ink bottle. So much better. It's almost seems overpowered. I'm gonna weaken this guy and try to defend as much as we can. Get pretty close with that, but take 4. Those big attack animations is pretty neat. And I realize I have 2 stone potions. We're going to throw them both just because why not? Do another 30 damage. Keep the poison going here for sure as he throws some more burns at us. Apparently, I never played Outbreak, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. Ideally, we can play the Fatal card here again, although it's not looking like it. And, oh, nice. That draw saving us, by the way. We'll do 2 damage and get one defense. And we end up getting out of this with all these burns taking 0. Not bad. But it looks unlikely that I'm going to be able to play the Fatal card. So we'll just Flechettes. Yeah, didn't get it with the draw. And then we're going to play as many cards as we can to set up the Iron Club to 3. So that the first card that we play next turn in the next fight, we get more. We're going to get the Cloak Clasp, which is 1 block for each card in your hand at the end of a round, which is amazing, especially in this deck. Poison Stab is more poison. I like it. I think I'm going to take that. Especially upgraded. Thank you, Molten Egg. And off we go to another upgrade since I'm almost at full health. And Fasten. 7 block extra from defense. That is absurd. Bronze Scales, we've seen this. Get some gold, move on. Next fight. And we got a cultist. Devoted Sculptor. They're back. What you doing, Devoted Sculptor? You're going to buff? I wonder what your buff's going to be. Surely you're not going to get stronger. Surely it's not going to add strength. There's the hunt. But, ooh, flechettes. Love it. Now we're doing a lot of damage because, guess what? Our sword upgraded. And I haven't realized it yet in this run, but it gives us 3 strength. You can see it in our bar. That's incredible. That is a strong relic. Vajra gives you 1. This is a fully completed Giria equivalent. And yeah, it's very powerful. The only problem is I don't have that many attacks, but you know, for those that I do, it's quite nice. Fasten Plus coming in clutch here. We can do, we have a ton of energy, so we can both weaken the Devoted Sculptor, who now has 9 strength, and Poison Stab, and Outbreak, which backwards, whoops, my bad. And Echoing Strike, and we're gonna full block. So this guy is gonna buff again and now get another 9 strength. It must be doubling. I didn't even look. I assume that he's just doubling every time. Or it's like a Fibonacci sequence that I didn't catch. And we're going to go for the hunt. And we're going to get it. Can we get there? I got to do 8. I get to do 18. Well, with the stone potion, yes. Can almost do it with the attacks, but stone potion gets us there. We're going to get a energy pot. We're going to go, pouch we've already seen. We're going to sacrifice these for sure. I already got a deadly poison. And yes, let's get another relic. We get Rouge, Sparkling Rouge. After 3 turns, gain 1 strength and 1 dexterity. We are getting very strong here at this point. So I'm very confident in another elite. And 133 gold's not all that much anyway, so who cares? There's the Sword of Jade. Each combat start with 3 strength. Oh, I love it. Yeah, we're very strong here. The relics are a very impressive strength to some of the new ones. And even though this guy looks scary with the 29 starting attack, the Soul Nexus, we're fine. We got Fasten, we got a ton of upgraded cards. Defense now blocked for 12. And we've got Neutralize, plenty of sources of weak. We're going to use Poison Stab Plus for some front-loaded damage here. Yeah, 4x4 seems scary, but again, Cloak Clasp helps a lot. Nothing scary here to me. Now we might energy pot here, get that leg sweep going, but also I want to play Bouncing Flask and Outbreak. So yeah, let's do that. I could have played Flechettes first. That would have been the smarter move. But since we're playing leg sweep anyway and keeping him weak, couldn't play it if I wanted to. So full block easily. No problem here. On to After Image. Mega block with Defend. And nope, that's right. We're already over defending, so we can get a good precise strike here. Count Gamble's here. And here's our draw engine. Noxious Fumes. Beautiful. Gotta play some cards. Adrenaline. Flechettes is going to do 8 times 5. That's weakened, by the way. But I do want to get Bouncing Flask going. Now, I should have played Flechettes first, if I was going to play it at all. But I'm not full blocking. I'm far off from 24. So instead, we're going to focus on defending first and making sure that we're not taking any damage from it. Now, if I had thought about this and did the math, I would have played Flechettes for more damage, but we didn't. And it actually kind of works out because it would have overkilled them, I think. So, yeah, I wouldn't be able to play the hunt. So now is my chance to maybe get to the hunt. A lot of draw helps us get close. And we do get there, but we've got to play something else first. Strike will get us there. So does Precise Cut. Or Precise Cut and Strike. So no matter what, we're good. We're going to get the double reward. And Permafrost, which is the first time you play a power, gains 6 blocks. So we're just blocking all over the place. Another deadly poison plus expertise for more draw. Mirage, gain block equal to poison on all enemies exhaust. That's absurd with my build. We're definitely taking that. And with that in mind, we might as well take another deadly poison plus that's upgraded, even though the sacrifice seems good. Yeah, I think, I also did the math of, if you consider there's only a couple of fights left, you can either get, if I get an odd number of cards and manage to hunt both of them, I lose out on a relic. But if I can land the hunt on both, I can get 2 relics here potentially. Now at 61 health, we're going to smith again for sure. Deadly poison seems fantastic. Let's do that. And we basically have a fully upgraded deck with the exception of our basics, attacks and defense. We've got these automaton guys that have an interesting effect, and that is, we'll see it in a second here, Axelbots. They do stock. When killed, a new Axebot is summoned in its place. So basically, you got to kill these guys multiple times, which seemed annoying when I first thought about it, but I didn't realize how little health 43 is at this point in the game. In Spire 2, you definitely do a lot more damage than what you think you're going to do. Because Spire 1, everything seemed to do a lot less, but there seems to be more compounding in this game, which probably gives them more opportunity in Ascensions to make adjustments down on your power. So you start off very powerful in Zero Ascension that we're playing here, because we haven't unlocked any yet. But like, in the future, I imagine that just gives space for them, the developers, to have more difficult, challenging fights. Now, this is where I want to see what Mirage does, but I accidentally killed a guy because I forgot about Outbreak. So we can get 4 block out of it. Figure I might as well play it since it draws a card. And we can flechettes and kill another guy. And he's dead. Wait, no, he's not. He had 1 left. My bad. He still has charge. But both of them are buffing themselves, so didn't even need to block for anything. And I don't quite understand their attack pattern. It just doesn't seem all that scary. But that's okay. With Outbreak, we're going to just continue to destroy. And now it's time to start thinking about the hunt. And I got to be careful because Outbreak does so much damage, especially when you have multiple enemies. I need to go for it now. Otherwise, I may not get it. So a strike into the hunt gets us another kill there with the benefit of being able to get that later. We kill another Axebot, and he's just going to go down easy, especially with poison being as powerful as it is. There's just no way he can survive for more than a single turn at 40 health. Down he goes. Some gold. Heart of Iron is a plating potion. We didn't even use our rock potion, which also means we won't get a new one because we're taking what we took. And now we've got a potential for Prepared is not a terrible idea. If we had Sly already, all day I'd be taking Prepared Plus. But this is definitely going to be a sacrifice for us. The question is, do I take Acrobatics? So let's check back at that to make sure I'm not missing anything. Piercing Will also seems good, but I have so much defense, so much block that it didn't. I mean, with After Image and Cloak Clasp and Anchor and Tuning Fork and Sparkling Rouge, I mean, there's so much defense in this deck, it's insane. So it's either Acro or Sacrifice, and it's Acro Plus, by the way. We're going to sacrifice. Let's get another relic. It's this strawberry. Whatever. Okay, some more health. We're even tankier. And on to a new enemy who we've not seen before, but has a head that, you know, you touch one of those things and the electricity comes to you. Massive flechettes, by the way. 30 damage. There you see the strength coming into play. And for some reason, I do it backwards and decide to go with the poison rather than the flechettes. I'm not sure that was the right move, as I am processing it after the fact. but I kind of want a full block and totally forgot about Cloak Clasp, apparently. Yep. There it is. There's Fasten. That's his ability. I take 6 damage every time I play a power, which seems scary, but then I realize just how much I block for. Although not this turn. This turn I'm going to take some damage. Frail is brutal in this game. We're going to use the Heart of Iron. Seems like a good use here, because this is a pretty tough enemy. And then we get Adrenaline, and everything's fine. We full block with Cloak Clasp. No problem. And also Plated Armor. Plating, I should say. So now we're so poisoned up. Mirage is amazing. 18 block, even with Frail, lets us play our powers. Multiple powers in that case. And we're going to full block again, thanks to Cloak Clasp. So no problem here. This guy is going down way easier than I thought he would. But a lot of that just has to do with how strong we are. And the Hunt, I'm not sure I'm going to get it this time. This is going to be tough. If I count Gamble, we have 15 cards to draw. So there's no way. Might as well play it. I cannot think of a way that we can get there. Unless I used Retain. But I kind of want to save Retain for the boss fight. And it's sad. It's sad. The poison's going to kill at this point no matter what. Thought about, is there any way? Can't draw another card, but I can set up for the next one. So that's what we're going to do. And setting up your relics is always key. Probably should have done a little bit better here with the Sad Flower, Happy Flower, question mark, question mark, question mark. And since I can't get a relic, might as well take that Acro Plus, because we're going to the boss fight. And with 68 hit points, we can full heal or we can smith. But basically everything I have is upgraded except strikes and defense and survivor. So you might as well just full heal here. Although I guess there's an argument to be made for a strike or a defend upgrade. But with Fasten, I was like, yeah, who cares? We're going to block everything. So here we go. We're fighting a guy who has test subject number 3. Definitely going to get fumes down. But first, I finally decided to look at what he does. He's doing 20. He's adaptable. When he dies, he revives stronger. And in Rage, whenever you play a skill, it gains 2 strength. Oh, well, that's scary. To a poison deck. That's all we do. Oh, I'm going to have to think about this. Now, this works out in that I can set up pretty well because I have quite a few powers. So definitely we'll play After Image, play Noxious Fumes, and attacks. So Poison Stab is good, Neutralize is good, and we're going to full block here for sure. Might as well play the Hunt immediately and exhaust it because we can't get the benefit after this fight. And turn 1 was good. No enraging completed. That's a gremlin knob effect. So we're going to focus on dealing attack damage here. And I do have the stone-shaped rock, which might as well throw that. I could also retain here if I want. But yeah, it's debatable. I figured it was worth playing a skill to kill him. Turns out that does still give him 2 strength. We learned that. And now he's got 2 heads. And Painful Stab. So every time we take damage, we hit a wound. It's kind of like Slavers from Spire 1. That effect that they have there. But now I could play both my powers and I can play defense. 13 block thanks to Rouge now. Leg Sweep blocks for 15. And he's weakened. And we're just so strong. It's absurd. 200 damage. Ain't no thing here. Mirage not good yet, but will be later for sure. Although I could exhaust it now if I wanted, if I feel strong enough. And I am strong. I'm very strong here. This could also be a retain card, retain hand. And that's what I opt for. Cloak Clasp, bringing even more block in. And just not Not a scary boss yet, to be honest. Flechette's going to do 66 damage. Wild. And give us 1 armor. Let's keep getting the poison up. And now we've got 12 poison on him. But these defends. Defend plus does 16 block. Insanity. Might as well play Precise Cut. And the rest of this will be retained. Now, you can see it's hard to draw, but this is where Count Gamble comes into play. And we've got this Mirage now ready with him doing 28. This could be a good play to do since I have 0 block otherwise. I think I could have just full blocked with Defense, by the way, but I wanted to play the Mirage. I assume this had 1 more split because it has 3 arrows. I assume it's going to end up with 3 heads. Maybe that's incorrect, but kind of a cool mechanic, the old Hydra mechanic. And down he goes. Outbreak taking him out. And you can see that there's just as like the interim Awakened one turn where you can't really play any powers. It did let me play Poison Flask, which was interesting, and gave me armor. But I wonder if that's a bug. Actually, I wonder if I should report that in as a, hey, questionable thing. I never played this Acro yet, by the way. Kind of funny. And we've got a ton of poison damage we can do. And he's intangible. So he's turned into the Nemesis. So really just combining elites from Spire 1 is what this guy is. And we take just enough damage to finally proc Centennial Puzzle into a 77 damage Flechettes. There can't be anything better than this. But we are going to weaken him because he's doing 45 damage, which is terrifying. But I didn't even think about how much I'm defending for with Defend Plus doing 16. And, why did I pick that one? Oh, because it didn't matter. I still way overblocked and could have full blocked the 45 originally. Now, the intangible is a little scary, but with buffs every other turn, or however often he's doing, it ends up not being that scary. And I could he's weakened forever. 7 turns is literally forever. I gotta say, this boss, not as scary as the Queen. I think the Queen was harder. And I'm feeling really, and part of it's because I have so much defense, so much block here. But I'm just feeling really strong and thinking that, I could go for many more rounds here. I can go all day. He could keep splitting and I would feel totally fine. And in fact, maybe that's a higher ascension thing. Maybe he splits or grows a 4th head. That'd be cool. I doubt it, but that would be cool. And yeah, we just block for days here. We just have to wait out a few turns. Now the burns are a problem, but I still have that Count Gamble. So really not that scared. And I'm debating using it now just cause, or we could just kill him. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to defend against that burn and not take any more damage and unlock a new epic. Boom. Into a skeleton. Very cool. Very cool. So that's going to do it. That is that is the Silent who immediately attacks the Architect. Not even an introduction. Okay, we're just going to do it again. I love it. I love the attitude. And I got to say, that was a lot of fun. I would say that in Spire 1, Silent was my least favorite. Holy cow, look at that damage. The last time we played it was 67 million. Now we're at almost 400 million. I did the same amount of damage, by the way, that last time, I believe. Got another epic unlocked. Some new discoveries here. Let's go unlock some stuff before we get into another fight. So looks like we've got the Silent is all unlocked, and we're gonna get some new potions: Ghost in a Jar, Poison Potion, and Shift Cunning Potion, Shift Pluses. That's what it was last game anyway. And then there's a couple other epics to unlock here. 4, it looks like. Bigger Prey, beat Act 1 with the Silent. Cool. Love this beta art. Amazing. All right, you can read all this when you play. It's still really cool. But this is interesting that the new cards that they've got. Snake Bite, a retain poison card. Bubble. If it has poison, apply 9 more. And Accelerant, poison is triggered an additional time. So that is basically the Snecko skull. Looks like we've got the next guy, whose name is Regent. I guess we're playing Regent next. Hopefully we can get a win with him as well, first time through. I have never, this is going to be the first new character that we play coming up next year. But I've really enjoyed, I really enjoyed the Silent. Have some relics, all from Spire 1, Tingsha, Paper Crane, and Tough Bandages. And then we've got one more epic from Accumulating Score. This is going to unlock relics. Nice. And for some reason, I didn't hover over them. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.